So today I'm going to talk about In-N-Out Burger, one of my favorite places, and why they're successful and why their approach doesn't necessarily work for making music. So if you give me the next 5 minutes, I'm going to give you the mindset and the concepts that you need to create your best music and be a true reflection of you as an artist. And if you'd like a free training on, you're an artist and you're thinking about either becoming better at production or starting production in general, and you want to learn how to create an industry quality track in less than 2 hours, just using a low cost DAW, digital audio workstation, and free things you can find on the internet, just type the word yes in the comments below, and I'll DM that over to you. All right, cool. So my name's Jason Dowdy. I've been an artist and a producer for over 20 years. I've worked with people like Timbaland and Aaliyah, and I've made it my life's mission to help independent artists take their career to that next level. And one of the ways that I do that is I also help people learn how to produce. I'm an FL Studio producer, so if you're interested in learning a little bit more about FL Studio and how to produce your music, like I mentioned before, I'll give you that free course. Just type the word yes in the comments below, and I will DM that over to you. So let's talk about In-N-Out. In-N-Out burgers. So I don't know if everybody's going to be familiar with that. If you live on the west coast of the United States, or in that area, it's a huge burger chain. They have delicious burgers, I think. I live in Canada, so on the rare occasion I get to eat them, I think they're pretty good. They never freeze their stuff, and they have the highest net promoter score out of all of fast food, out of the entire fast food industry. And a net promoter score is basically they ask the patrons, would you recommend this to a friend? And if they say yes, it's a plus. And if they say no, it's a minus. That's basically all it is. But the reason they have the highest score is because they really listen to their customers, and they take that customer feedback and they create these like complex processes like to meet customer demand, right? I'll give you an example. I was just in Vegas, I don't know, a couple months ago. Actually, when was it? It was in June. So yeah, a couple months ago. And they have a really busy In-N-Out Burger, like, in the middle of the strip in this area. It's right by the Flamingo Hotel. I can't remember the name of the area, but it's walking distance, right? And they had probably a good 50 people back there in this orchestrated assembly line process where they could, they had, like, lines of people out the door, but they were still able to get them their burgers really, really fast because they've outlined all of those processes. Probably that comes from customer demand, right? One of the big things that probably came back in a customer survey was, "It took too long to get my burger," right? So they developed processes, they did all of that to meet the customer demand. Now, what in the world does this have to do with music? So I think what can happen in music, especially if you're a creator, is if you're a creator that's trying to make a career out of it, right? There's two hats you have to wear. There's the hat of the business person and then the hat of the creator, the artist. And sometimes uh, one can kind of creep into the other. So in your creative process, there's a temptation to meet a demand, right? Like, I've gotten this feedback from my potential fans or fans. I want to create music to, make them happy and music that they will like. So you start listening to that stuff and you start in your creative process, you start hearing the echoes of all of that feedback. In my opinion, I think that there's a big difference. So for In-N-Out, that works, right? They create a product that's consistent, that's the same every time, that people have said that they wanted, and you're giving them exactly what they want. Art is a different story. You're not creating what they want. You're creating something that they didn't know that they wanted, right? Something they never could have even come up with, or have a concept about. And that's where true innovation lies. So in your creative process, I would say shut all of that out, right? Draw on your personal experiences, draw on your musical influences, um, give a piece of yourself to that music, whether you're a producer or an artist or singer or rapper or whatever it is, right? Focus on that, and people will feel that that you're genuine and authentic, and it will come across in your music. What can happen, with other music, and you probably heard this before, is it sounds like a carbon copy of something else, or it sounds like something they think people might want to hear. When you hear that type of music, you can hear that it's not authentic, right? So that's the point I'm trying to make. Even though that works for In and Out, a creative process is completely different. Art is completely different. One other example I could use is, like, if you've ever watched a movie, I'll use maybe the new Star Wars movies as an example. A lot of it seemed like it was created based on fan feedback and what they wanted in the movie, instead of creating a brand new story that they didn't even know they wanted. So, in my opinion, some of those movies fell a little bit flat. You may have a different opinion, but that's just what I think. So, I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope it helps your creative process. If you'd like a free step-by-step training, video course on how to create your first professional track or a professional track in 2 hours or less using, FL Studio and free stuff you can find on the internet, I'd be happy to send that over to you. Just go ahead and write the word "yes," YES, in the comments below, and I'll DM that over to you. But until then,